What's up, everybody, and welcome back. Today we are going to be installing the Fortunato coilovers on my STI. I've had these coilovers for a couple months now. I just haven't had the time to install them. I actually got the coilovers from T-Rex from Chuck. Thanks, Chuck. Gave me a great deal on them. If you guys do follow him, if you guys actually follow me, you probably follow him. He had an STI, silver STI, but he got rid of it. But you guys go follow his channel, check him out if you guys are not following him. So I got these coilovers from Fortunato. They're the Fortune 500, and basically they're very lightly worn. So pretty much, I think I forgot how many months he actually drove on them. He maybe 3 months. I'm not entirely sure, but they haven't been much used. They're still pretty darn clean. Today's not going to be an install video, or I mean, it is going to be an install video, but I'm not going to show you how to install these coilovers because I've basically already installed springs before. So if you guys need any help with any spring installation or coilover installation, it's going to pretty much be the same as just taking it off and putting it back on, because these coilovers already come mounted. So all you got to do is just basically take the whole shock with the spring and install these. It is beautiful outside, but it's freaking cold. I even have my PJs on because they're nice and warm, and some snow, well, it's not snow boots, some winter boots on. My beanie, my jacket. I got a long sleeve shirt on, but it's pretty cold inside the garage, and I need this garage door open because I don't have that much lighting. So if you guys don't know, I do have RC yellows. I'll leave the link for the install below on the description. And I am pretty sure this is going to be very, very easy. I can take off a shock and put it back on in, well, I can take it off like in 15 minutes. It's not that hard to do. 3 bolts on top, and you got a couple bolts in here, big bolts there, and that's pretty much it. Before I installed this, I was looking at Chuck's video for his installation. I was checking how his car was sitting. So what I'm going to do, because I want my car just a tad bit lower, I'm just going to lower it just a little bit, measure this part, and then do the same with the other one over there. Same thing with the back. I'll just lower it just a tad bit and do the same thing, and hopefully I can hit it by once. As soon as I drop the car, hopefully that is going to be the height that I want. And yeah, hopefully these coilovers will help me on the track. They are much needed. I need some much stiffness. Okay, so you have here side by side my front shock with the coilovers, RC yellows on the left, coilovers, Fortunato coilovers on the right. I try to put them almost top to top, bottom to bottom. You see the Fortunato coilover is a little shorter. I haven't been able to adjust this yet because it's extremely tight, and I can't do it with this loose. So I'm going to do it while it's on the car, and then just bring it just a tad bit lower. Alright, so I have installed just one coilover so far. I've lowered it a 1/4 of an inch just in case. I've measured it pretty good, so it's just lowered it just a 1/4 of an inch. Everything's nice and tight up here, and there's the coilover right there. I gotta get this part loosened up and then lowered it from here down, and pretty much from here to here is like 3 inches and a 1/4. So it was like 3.5, and then now it's 3 inches and a 1/4, just that little bit. And I'll do the same with the rear one. So I just lowered it just a 1/4 inch, and hopefully that's good enough, and hopefully I don't have to do it again. So Yeah, let's get to, I'm gonna start installing the other side and the back, and then hopefully I'll have it ready for you guys with tires and everything, and hopefully I can get it in one try. All right, see you in a little bit. All right, so winter. Okay, so I am completely done with all the coils. I got them all installed. As you can see there, I have lost some sunlight. It is a little late now. Oh, there's the rear ones right there. I adjusted a little bit more, so instead of a 1/4 inch, I actually went 1/2 inch lower. So let's see if that is going to be enough, because I don't want to be too high, I don't want to be too low, I just want to be just right. So yeah, I'm gonna put the spacers on for my wheels because they look better, they look more flush. Yeah. And then we're gonna go put it down and see how it looks. Can't wait. All right, moment of truth. I've lost all the sunlight outside, so I don't have too much light left, but I'm about to lower the car right now. I lowered the one side, but it's not, you know, because one side is still up. I still don't know the exact you know, height of the car. So I'm about to lower the car and hope for the best. All right, I think this is the best angle that we got. So let's do this slowly, nice and slowly. Oh. Damn. Front one is nice and tucked. Oh, this might rub, I don't know. I have a feeling the front is gonna rub if I take a big dip. Let me check the back. Alright, so I'm not entirely sure. It's right in there. I can't really fit a finger in there, and this is with a 20mm spacer. So depending if it rubs, I'm going to take the spacer off. It's nicely tucked. You can see the splitter is almost a fist there. The back is not that bad. Back is right there. Still have some yeah, you can fit a tip of the finger, or maybe one finger. So it's not too bad. The front is definitely lower than the back, but it looks pretty good. What I'm going to do is I'm going to what I'm going to do is I'm going to wait for daylight tomorrow, and we're going to take it for a spin and see if it rubs and how it feels. I got to set up to one of the hardest settings. I got basically from the hardest setting, I got 3. I don't know how to explain that. So I put it to the max hard, right, setting, and then I just went back 3 times. The front one I did the same thing, and I went back 6 times. So yeah, it's pretty stiff, but I don't know how it feels yet. So I'll see you guys tomorrow during the day with tons of daylight. Okay guys, so it is the next day. I'm just gonna be totally honest. I did adjust the coilovers twice. So the first time, which I thought it was too low, as soon as I went out of my driveway, my tires were rubbing, and this is with a 20mm spacers, but they were actually rubbing on the inside and also at turning. So actually driving with a couple of little bumps, it was actually rubbing on the inside, and also at turning, definitely at turning. So I adjusted, I went a 1/4 inch a little higher, but it was still rubbing at turning. So basically when I turned the whole wheel completely, the fender was basically, the wheel was basically touching the fender. I'm not gonna rip the fender off out of my car. So I adjusted again, and this time it's right there where I haven't heard any rubbing. So I also adjusted the dampening. I was at like 3 from the hardest setting in the back and 6 from the hardest setting from the back also. So I adjusted 9 and 6 in the back. So because it was a little bumpy. So dampening I will be adjusting it depending on the track. So if the track is really flat, I can go as hard as as hard as I can, as long as it's not bumpy. I'm not losing any kind of grip. If the track is bumpy, I need to get it a little softer because I don't want any wheel hops or I just want to make sure that I feel planted there. So right now I'm just taking a little road near my house that has a little couple of turns, and of course I can tell that it feels more planted on the ground. It is a little bit lower from what I had it before, but it feels a little more planted. And right now bumps don't feel that bad at all, actually, from the setting that I put it. But where I'm gonna really test this out is whenever I go to the track. The track is where it's gonna tell me, if I'm doing better, especially the last track at Summit Point, knowing that how my times were before, and then knowing what new times I can get. But so far right here, this is I think it's pretty good. It feels more responsive, as I can say, a little more responsive. Also, I'm pretty sure I do have more negative camber in the front thanks to the camber plates, but I need to get a line, so that is something that is coming in the future. Shit. There is a little salt in the road, which I didn't want to, because there was a little bit of freezing rain last night, so but so far this little turns right here, a little bit of bump right here and there, and the car doesn't really feel bad at all. It actually feels pretty good. So taking a little bit, it feels a little more responsive, but like I said, I can't really test out the springs, or the coils, until I really hit the track or really hit some really hard turns. So this is just a little tiny test, but overall the coils came out pretty good. It feels really good. I did adjust twice, like I said already. So that's the good thing about coils. You can adjust height, and it's a little bit tighter, it's a little bit stiffer, and it's much needed for the track. They are a little shorter, so if I am taking a turn really tight, that back wheel might come off the ground. But that's something that I'll test out in autocross, and maybe at the track I might see it too. Alright, so that's it for you guys for today for this video. If you guys enjoyed this video, just give me a thumbs up, and if you are not a subscriber, please consider subscribing. I do come up with some more updates with the STIs, some more installs for the STIs, and I don't know if I've said this before, but this year 2018 I have tons and tons of racing that is going to happen. I've already paid for round 1 for Grit Life, and that is in April, and I believe May is Global Time Attack back down at Road Atlanta, and then from there on keep going on. Some autocrosses here and there, some track cross. It's something I'm gonna try out this year for the first time. Track cross is basically the same thing as autocross. It's just some section of the track for basically, but without cones. So that's it for the video. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. See you guys in the next one.